This is the Sabbath School lesson for the third quarter, 2021.
Lesson 12 from the series Rest in Christ is titled The Restless Prophet. It's ready for teaching on September 18, and I'm Percy Harrold. Monday, September 13, a 3-day rest. Jonah's flight from God was not without problems. His short-lived rest was disturbed when God miraculously intervened with the storm. Jonah was saved from a watery grave by God, who ordered a fish to save Jonah. However, it was only when Jonah found himself in a forced 3-day rest in the stomach of the big fish that he realized how very dependent he was on God. Sometimes we have to be brought to the place where we don't have anything that this world offers to lean on in order to realize that Jesus is who we really need. Read Jonah's prayer in the belly of the fish in Jonah 2, 1-9. What did he pray about? Jonah 2, beginning at verse 1. Then Jonah prayed to the Lord his God from the fish's belly, and he said, I cried out to the Lord because of my affliction, and he answered me. Out of the belly of Sheol I cried, and you heard my voice. For you cast me into the deep, into the heart of the seas, and the floods surrounded me. All your billows and your waves passed over me. Then I said, I have been cast out of your sight, yet I will look again toward your holy temple. The waters surrounded me, even to my soul. The deep closed around me. Weeds were wrapped around my head. I went down to the moorings of the mountains. The earth with its bars closed before me forever. Yet you have brought up my life from the pit, O Lord my God. When my soul fainted within me, I remembered the Lord, and my prayer went up to you into your holy temple. Those who regard worthless idols forsake their own mercy, but I will sacrifice to you with the voice of thanksgiving. I will pay what I have vowed. Salvation is of the Lord. Though he was there in the deep, in a very dangerous situation, Jonah, in his prayer, prayed about the sanctuary. He would look toward your holy temple. What is going on here? The temple forms a focal point of this prayer, and it should be the central point of prayer in general. There is primarily only one place in the Old Testament where God can be found. He is in the sanctuary. As we read in Exodus 15:17, you will bring them in and plant them in the mountain of your inheritance, in the place, O Lord, which you have made, for your own dwelling, the sanctuary, O Lord, which your hands have established. And Exodus 25, verse 8, and let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them. The sanctuary is the central point of prayer and communion with God. Yet Jonah was not referencing the Jerusalem temple. Rather, he was talking about the heavenly sanctuary, as we read in verse 7 of Jonah 2. When my soul fainted within me, I remembered the Lord, and my prayer went up to you into your holy temple. That's where his hope existed, because that's where God and the salvation he offers truly come from. Jonah finally understood this important truth. He had experienced God's grace. He had been saved. As the big fish spit him out, he understood firsthand about God's love for him, a runaway prophet. He certainly had learned, even if not without some detours along the way, that the only safe course for any believer is to seek to be within God's will. So now he decided to do his duty and obey God's orders. Finally heading for Nineveh, no doubt on faith, as he was heading toward an exceedingly wicked city whose citizens might not like this foreign prophet telling them just how bad they were, and so to finish the day. Sometimes we might just need to get away from it all in order to get a fresh perspective on things. Though the story of Jonah, who miraculously survived in the belly of a fish, is a rather extreme case, how might stepping out of your normal environment allow you to look at it from a new and perhaps needed perspective? This lesson was read by Dr. Percy Harrold for Christian Services for the Blind. It's supported by the Sabbath School Department and Hope Channel Australia and is rebroadcast by Christian Record Services and through podcasts at It Is Written in the United States, Hope Channel Germany, and through Apple iTunes and SoundCloud. Remember, God is always faithful.